Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another video. I told y'all to get another one uploaded this week, and I did. I am and I did. Whatever. I'm fried as hell. I just got done doing a stream, so yeah, I'm pretty fried. But anyways, with all that being said, if you'll end up liking the story time, please, all that sellout shit, like, subscribe, do all that shit, comment. Let me know. Let me know what other content you want to see. What other games you'd like to see in the background of the story times. But with all that being said, let's just hop in right in today's story time. And today's story time, I'm bringing back kind of a series that I haven't really continued, but I really wanted to. I just haven't had time to remember all of the experiences I had with takeovers. So today, I guess you can guess what series we're continuing. This will be Takeover Experiences number 2, right? So this is going to be the second part of Takeover Experiences. This is going to be, the first part, remember, is about when I talked about I was off the magic chocolate bar when I was at the takeover. But this time is going to be a completely different story. This is about the time that I got locked in a gas station at a takeover because we got caught stealing a whole bunch of candy, candy bars, donuts. I'll get to it, right? So, with all that being said, let's just hop right into the story time. Hop right into this, right? So, this has happened probably in I'd say right in the middle of my sophomore year of high school, right? I just got my first part-time job, right? So, every takeover happened on a Friday. So it was a Friday. It was a Friday on school, and I think I'd skipped 1 to 2 classes that day. I'm not really sure. School wasn't really, nothing really interesting happened. Skipped a couple classes, went home early, right? Just chiefed. And then I went to work, right? I worked at, I think I worked at my local McDonald's, right? So I worked at my McDonald's, and I would go there after school, and I'd go there and I'd work until 9 o'clock, right? I'd do that Monday through Friday, so I could have all days on the weekend off, right? So on that particular Friday, I was working and I was getting through the middle of my shift. I didn't know about any takeovers coming up, but I got through the middle of my shift, and the homies had texted the group chat, and they were all like, "Yo, there's a takeover night. A takeover is happening. Let's all meet." Oh, I got to give this homie a name. We're gonna call him. Dang, bro, I can't think of a name for the life of me. I'm fried. Bo. We're gonna call him Bo. So everybody in the group chat is texting, and they're like, "Bro, there's a takeover night. Let's all meet at Bo's house." And my homie Bo, this was the homie that his parents just were never there. They were always off doing something. They were just never there. They weren't parenting. So we could always go over to my boy Bo's house and just do whatever, be out however late we wanted, order whatever we wanted, Basically, the house was ours. This was our own little trap house, right? But anyways, they talk about all pulling up to Bo's to the takeover. So I text in the group chat, and I'm like, "All right, bet, y'all. I will be there after work. I get off at 9. I'll get there. I'll put a couple people in my truck, and we can ride down to the takeover, right?" So, after work, I head over to Bo's house. Into my shift, I ride over to Bo's house. I'm chiefing in the truck. Getting pretty fried for the event. So, I get to Bo's house. We're meeting up with everybody. I'm dabbing up. I'm not going to name everybody that is there because there's I'm talking 10, 15 people there. So it'd just be a lot to remember. But I'll name 2 more key people. Let's see. Give me, give me Jeremiah. And then give me Kobe. Right, Kobe. So, I dab up with my boy Jeremiah, I dab up with my boy Kobe, and we're all just chatting for a little bit, chilling at the house before we leave, kind of getting a game plan going, deciding whose cars we're going to take, and luckily we did not have to take my truck that night. I was so thankful. So, I got to ride in the back of my homie's Vic, right? I got to ride in the back of my homie, wait, no, I didn't, maybe it wasn't that one that night, no. I got to ride in my homie's Lincoln. No, it was not the Vic. I got to ride in my homie's Lincoln, right? My fault, y'all. So I got to ride in the back of my homie's Lincoln, right? And this was special to me because I had never really rode in his Lincoln. So this was a big deal to me for some reason, being kind of still sophomore in high school and everything. But with all that being said, we figure out whose cars we're going to take. I end up getting in the back of the Lincoln. We split up cars. I think the other one was like a little Nissan Rogue we took. So I get in the back of the Lincoln, we're starting to pull out, bro. We pull out, we drive through town for a little bit because you got to go through town first. And before we hopped onto the interstate, there was a gas station. So we all stopped at the gas station. We got us some snacks, we got us some drinks, like some Arizona or something. We were pretty broke. So, after getting all that, we back out, back out of the gas station. We head off, hit a light, hit a right, and then we hit another right and get on the interstate. And we were heading down. We were heading down to the city because the takeovers were always in the city, right? So after about 45 minutes of driving, just talking, yapping about our weeks or days, we get to the first spot. And the first spot of the takeover is pretty chilling. These takeovers really weren't too bad. We weren't trying to cause any problems. It was at this abandoned warehouse or whatever. So the first spot's actually pretty chilling for the first 20, 30 minutes to an hour. And there's no problems. Everyone's just swinging. Everything's going perfectly fine. Everyone's having a good time. There are people drinking. There are people smoking. Everything's just kind of cruising along. It's about maybe 10:30, almost 11 at this point. So then after about 30 minutes, just everyone just chilling, randomly out of nowhere, this kid just straight up smacks his wheel, his tire and his bumper, and just fucks it all up on a curb. He just smacks the heck out of it. He destroys the front end of his car on this curb, right? So after everyone sees this and they're getting their cameras, they're filming this dude who's fucking up his car. And they're all like, oh my God, this dude can't drive, what the hell? And all this. So, after about 10 minutes of that, it all chills out. And eventually, after about another 20 minutes of slide and after the crash, we all decide to go to the second spot. Now the second spot was a little intersection, off a little off-ramp. So on this little off-ramp, bro, there was a light, and we had just at a red light, we had gotten in the middle and started swinging. They were just swinging, going crazy, bro. And I was on the edge, just watching them go crazy. I was just amazed by this, right? By the way, don't go to these takeovers anymore. These takeovers, as I got older, I realized these are not, responsible, mature things to do. Don't go to these takeovers. They're extremely dangerous. They're also considered rioting. I mean, you don't want that on your record, right? They're just horrible things. Just don't do it. But anyways, I've learned since then. So I don't go to these anymore, for sure. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So, I'm on the edge, bro. I'm watching these people going crazy, bro. We stay at this one section for I don't know, 10 or 20 minutes before we get a little tip that the cops will be coming. So, we all get in our cars and we end up dipping, right? Now, this is where the story kind of starts to get interesting. So we end up dipping to the next spot, right? So we dip to the next spot, and this spot was a little meeting spot, so where everybody could kind of gather and talk about their night and kind of figure out what the next moves are going to be and where the next spots are going to be, because we didn't have too much lined up, right? It was kind of a chill Friday night. So we go to this next spot, and it's a big shopping center. I mean, obviously everything is closed. It's very late at night. It's 12 o'clock. So everything is closed. There's 30, 40 cars in this one shopping center parking lot. There's tons of stores around. I can't even remember. Right. So, obviously it's 12 o'clock at night. It's been a couple hours since I've had something to eat. So obviously I'm hungry. My homie Kobe is hungry. And my homie Jeremiah is hungry, right? So we all walk our fat asses all the way over to a gas station that was right across the street, and we go in, right? And at this point, I didn't have that much money, and neither did my boy Kobe, and neither did my boy Jeremiah, right? So we're walking through the gas station, figuring out what we want to get, bro. And my homie just ends up putting a whole bunch of things in his shirt. And I didn't even know. I was actually planning to pay for my stuff, because I had a little bit of money. I was actually planning to pay for my stuff. So, bro, they're putting stuff in their pockets and everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I didn't even know this was going on until I'm in line about to pay. And then I look, and my homie's trying to leave. And the store clerk is just yelling like crazy. And I'm like, what is going on? What's going on? So I walk over with my stuff in my hand, and he's like, he's stealing. He is stealing. And he stands in front of the door and locks it behind him. He's like, he's stealing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's not stealing. I didn't see anything. And I'm actually oblivious to the point that he has anything in his anything in his pants, anything in his pocket. I'm actually oblivious. I actually think my homie's just trying to walk out. And he's like, no, he's stealing. I see it on the camera. And I'm like, no, he's not. What are you talking about? He's like, yes, I saw it. And I'm like, no. So whatever, right? I go back in line because I'm like, I'm not bothering with it anymore, right? So it turns out, while the clerk steps away for a second, my homie ends up just unlocking the door himself and dipping out the gas station. Like, to the point to where, like, he just left all the stuff he had in his pockets. He just left it all on the ground and dipped. Because, like, I think the clerk said he was going to end up calling the cops. And, bro, it was like, what in the world? Like, how do you get caught that obvious, right? So he just dipped out, and he dipped back to the Lincoln, and he just continued watching the takeover, and so did I. And it was just a crazy night. Like, he was starting to call the cops. He was yelling. Like, it was crazy, bro. And this was not the best part of the city, so everything was going like kind of crazy, right? Like, just like everything's crazy all the time. So he's used to bad things. Like, it was a bad time, bad place. And like, I was actually oblivious to the fact that my homie had anything. So I was dying on the hill that he had nothing in his pockets. Like, it's not until that he ran out the door that I like noticed. I was like, oh shit. You have something, don't you? That's not the gas. So, you know, with all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed today's story time. You know, I didn't really kind of end it, but to get a better ending, you know, we kind of just went back to the shopping center, kind of just chilled out, talked, swung some more in the parking lot. You know, cops came. You know, we left, went to a Waffle House, and we went back to the crib. So, lesson to be learned here. Do not steal. Do not steal from a gas station. Don't steal from anywhere. It's not right. And don't go to takeovers. Takeovers aren't cool. They're not safe. They're stupid and they're reckless, right? So, you know, lesson from today, don't steal. Don't go to takeovers. Another lesson, have a great day. And just continue to have a great day. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed today's video. You know, all that sellout shit, like, subscribe. And I hope everybody has a good time. I'll see y'all next time.